Hey everyone, so this is my second attempt. I started one video and then I got interrupted, but I think that was a good thing because initially I was going to make this a follow-up to the email I sent today, but actually what's in my heart to talk about is just my heart feels really heavy right now. I just had a very challenging conversation with someone that's important to me. And it's like one of those things, not someone in my immediate family, but just someone else. And it's one of those things where just so much emotion has come up and so much heaviness. Like I really was like, I'm not going to do a video today. But then I committed to doing a video every day for the next however many days are left. And I was like, you know what? This is important to talk about because as helpers with a beautiful heart, open heart, sensitive heart, we feel emotions really deeply, and that's a gift, that's a blessing, that's needed. It's part of how we were designed, and it can also feel really challenging. So I figured this would be a video for whenever you have a heavy heart, because that's what I feel. And I actually just left the cathedral, even though I'm not a practicing Catholic, or I don't really feel like I'm religious. I'm very deeply spiritual. But I still find a lot of comfort going to the cathedrals here in Mexico. And this particular one has a statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe and a statue of Joan of Arc, both of who I really connect with. And so I was just there like, just like pouring my heart out, like just really. And it wasn't anything about any specific details. It's not, obviously my intellect can have this, like, I want this to happen and I want this the outcome to be, and I want, this person to understand this, like that can be there. But more importantly than that, it was just this prayer to release any energy of victimhood that I may be having around this, or even of creating a villain in this. It's very hard to do this, I have found. I mean, in the one sense, I totally understand that, and I can be very mature about it and do it. And then there's when we're really hit personally, it can very much feel like I'm being victimized, you're the villain. We might not use those words, but that's the energy. But I know, right, as I look at it from a higher perspective, like, okay, what's the blessing here? What am I healing? What am I clearing? Especially as, my oldest daughter is getting married next Saturday, and there's so much. It's the anniversary of Greg's cancer diagnosis is coming Saturday. My birthday's this Thursday, so there's like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of reasons to feel a lot of emotion, and then there's this thing that happened, right? This situation, which of course my brain's like, I don't have time for this. But if I am like, no, it's not an accident. There's so much I'm healing through this painful experience, and one is to be able to step above the ego or the intellect, the logic, the part that feels very justified and feeling like I've been wronged and feeling like they are the ones in the wrong. Again, it's not that intense because I've done a lot of work on this, but it's there. And so when I was on my knees, literally in the cathedral, praying and meditating and just asking for Mother Mary's support of my heart, and just really I asked to lift off, to transmute, transform, alchemize, whatever word resonates with you, any leftover energies of being victimized. And I've had that in my life, right? And I want to be clear, this isn't dismissing the very real circumstances that happen in people's lives where they are victimized, right? They're victims of abuse or violence. So I'm not justifying that or saying that it's wrong for you to heal from that. I've spent a ton of many years, really, since I started my first therapy session that was back in 2000. So 25 years consciously healing those things. But it's from a spiritual perspective of really asking to rise up above those labels. And of course, this situation isn't anything abusive or violent or anything like that. But how many times, right? In Course in Miracles, I love how Jesus talks about how there are no small upsets, just like there are no small grievances. And he has this beautiful prayer about let miracles replace all grievances. And that sounds so lovely, but when you're in the middle of really feeling grieved, like somebody's harmed you. It takes a lot of courage to have that prayer, to say, turn all of my grievances, all of my wounding, all of the parts of me inside that feel like I'm being hurt or wronged, turn that into miracles. And so that's what I just spent the time doing. And my heart still feels heavy, but it feels better, and it felt really good to say that prayer. And then Joan of Arc, is holding her sword. So I felt like Joan of Arc, just like with her sword of light, just like clearing the heaviness in my heart, clearing. Yeah, like I want to go to, we're leaving on Wednesday. I want to be, let me start again. I know it's not an accident, as inconvenient as it seems that this is happening 2 days before I head to San Antonio to be with my daughter for her wedding. I know it's not an accident, right? It's like, oh, must be just clearing more so that I can be so open and aligned. And that's the other prayer that I said that reminds me, because you might notice when you've been wronged or hurt, it's a very human response, very natural response for our heart to close down. It's almost like, I got so hurt, so I'm closing it. You might not even have that conscious thought, but your energy, your heart energy is like a turtle that goes in its shell. And although that's so normal and so understandable, and have a lot of compassion for yourself if you're going through that right now, I also want to leave this video here for you to also give you that option, that invitation, when you feel that, to say the prayer. Be very honest, right? Like I was telling Mother Mary, like there's so many parts of me that just want to close my heart and like withdraw. And not that I would withdraw like I'd go in a cave or anything, but still like energetically feeling that. And so I said that, as like, but I don't want that. I don't want this experience to close my heart. I want this experience to open my heart more, to open it to more love, to give more love, receive more love, heal any blind spots that I'm having, all of that. And all of that takes a lot of courage, because our ego structure always wants to be wrong. Our ego structure loves polarity and division and needing to prove ourselves. And one of the things Mother Mary has been mentoring me in for years is this, this, when people are wrong about you, right? They have judgments about you and they're wrong, but it will do absolutely no good to go and try to keep a fight going, trying to convince them of that. Like truly the highest path is to walk away or let it go or move on. And this was years ago in a specific situation, and Mother Mary was like, let them be wrong about you. Like, don't get into that battle. It's like, you just keep walking your path, shining your light, praying for self-healing, like all of the things, and just let that go. And that has been a lesson I've had to learn over and over and over. So anyway, I don't know who will need to hear this today, but that was the authentic thing I could share, because I was trying to think of something else, and I actually tried. I started the video and then it got ended accidentally. But I think Mother Mary, my soul, were saying like, no, don't do that. Like, share what's in your heart right now. And I know that as I share this, my heart's going to get lighter, because whenever we truly give from an authentic place, we always receive. So I'm sending you that, so much love, so many blessings, so many prayers. And yeah, this is the year of the snake, right? So we're shedding all of this. Keep your beautiful heart open and radiant. That is the medicine that the world needs. Sending you so much love. Bye.